According to some parenting experts, tantrums like these can be avoided completely by what is called tantrum training. Now, the key is to remain calm, ignore the tantrum, and never beg or negotiate with your child. So, have you ever had to do anything like that?
Well, that is interesting. So that is kind of the official advice, is it?
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that's common sense. You ignore the bad, reward the good.
Yeah,
but the non-negotiating's interesting,
Sometimes,
isn't it?
I mean, I've said before, I mean, two very different children. I mean, they're older now, but, I mean, my first child was just sort of a respect of authority, so she's fine. The other one, diva, absolutely just incredible tantrums.
Don't know where she gets it from.
I love her tantrums.
No, she's great. But I've now learned, after 9 long years, not to engage. Yep. And it's still, when she has the occasional tantrum, I just shut down and just take myself away or whatever, and I don't get into it, I don't discuss it, I don't... but when she was younger, it's difficult. I mean, she would go crazy about the seam on her sock annoying one of her toes. And she would just, you know, really kick off. And you start to try and have a conversation, and it's obviously going nowhere, but it's just so difficult, you know, not to sort of... Nothing wrong with your sock. What's wrong with your sock? Like another pair of socks? What's wrong with this? Do you want to wear tights? What's wrong? Do you want to go there? And it just goes, woo. Whereas now, I think that's perfect advice. Just step away from the child.
You know, sometimes if you try and negotiate with them and you're getting crosser, they back themselves into a corner and then they don't know how to come out
because
of
also
it.
they are struggling with their emotions. They are not being logical. And you're trying to apply logic to them, and that's confusing
Like when
them
they say, you cut my toast into triangles and I wanted squares!
Exactly.
And also, that's easy when you're at home, but when you're out, like, shopping or on a train or on an aeroplane, it's much harder to ignore it then. I know, because I was on a train once it was a 2-hour train journey. Actually, me and my sister Debbie had been to visit someone, and Lauren was on the train, and obviously it had been quite a long day and she was getting anxious, and then she threw the biggest wobbler because she wanted to watch Sesame Street. Now, this is the time before phones or mobile, you know, the little camera thing that you can bring, anything like that. I want to watch Sesame Street! But you can't, because we're on a train and there's no television on the train. It was like the worst journey from hell, honestly, I can't tell you.
What did you do with her?
I was so stressed. I was trying to sing to her, you know, like...
Oh, God!
I was trying to block out the noise by singing.
No, I think that's probably where you went wrong.
I think the passengers found me more annoying than her.
I can remember once, again, a flight. I think flights are terrible because you can't just get off at the next stop and, you know, you're trapped. And so is everybody else. I can remember getting on a very long flight with Finley when he was about 2.5. That's a prime tantrum age. And I'd been told if you give your kids some medicine just before you know, go on a flight, sometimes make them a little bit dozy. And so I did that. Yeah, nothing illegal, over-the-counter stuff, you know. And, true. And, no, it was just normal.
Tranquilizer.
Do you know, I'm getting enough tweets at the moment. And so I gave him some of this medicine. If you read the very fine print at the bottom, it says, in some cases, it can make a child hyperactive. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, look, there's some mums there that know
my word. He started headbutting the seat, kicking the seat in front, going mad, and then it was an overnight flight as well. And then I thought, right, do you know what, I'll let him walk up and down a little bit, try and calm him down. He pooed himself. Horribly, and then ran into first class. And all I saw was him disappearing through the curtains. And as I was standing there thinking, what do I do? He came hurling back out again. Literally, with an air stewardess, you know, like that. It was horrendous. So I ended up sort of in the loo for most of it, trying to calm him down.
There's nowhere to put them, is it, when they're all covered in stuff?
It was like trying to get an unhappy octopus into a string bag. It was trying to calm him down and hold him. Like that. It's
and
really
you can't
difficult.
walk away from that. You know, you cannot walk away from that.
Do you remember that flight when I was coming back from somewhere ridiculous that took too long to get back, and I'd done the classic new inexperienced mum, I'll get a night flight because then she'll sleep all the way through it. Anyway, everyone bedded down. Mark bedded down beautifully and fell asleep immediately, snoring.
It's funny how they
and
can do that.
And she was getting really and then she was getting really, like, contained, and then tantrums started to build, and I thought, oh my God, what am I do? What will I do? What am I do? Everyone was snoring. I thought, I know, I'll do what grannies used to do. I'll put some whiskey in a bottle. I was a desperate mother. So I put whiskey in the bottle. I thought, this is it. Sure, let's go to sleep.
Is this going out live?
Gave her the milk, and guess what happened? Exactly what happens to me when I have whiskey. She danced all night.
Well, just quickly, me and Pauline filmed a Christmas special in LA, and we had a great time out, but knackering, like really long hours and that. So on the way back on the plane, we had our kids with us. The three of us had our daughters. So Pauline had a few glasses of wine. I took a sleeping tablet, and apparently there was really bad turbulence, and our kids were traumatised and throwing tantrums and everything. We were completely oblivious till we got to the other.
What did Leslie say?
Oh, Leslie was all right. Lizzie was OK. It was just me and Pauline.
So being left with your kids.
I did the opposite. Once we were on a flight with Charlie, the well-behaved one, and she was perfect. We're going to Australia. She behaved so beautifully, and she fell asleep. And I got bored, so I thought I'll paint her face because I had all these toys with me and so I
What,
got
you didn't
really
think, oh, wait, she's gone to sleep, I'll have a gin and tonic?
Well, I was a bit bored, so I started painting her face, and I did, like, you know, blood coming out of here. I mean, a complete Frankenstein's monster. She never had her
Not a
face painted
sparkly
before.
butterfly and glitter.
So she wakes up, hello, darling, how are you? And I'm smiling, like, this is hilarious. And I said, off to the loo, darling, have a look. And so she went up to the... And she cried for 2 hours.
It's horrendous. Can I just say to people watching at home, we are not in any way advocating anything that we have said. Don't do anything that we
Do not
said.
try this at home.
No.
We are bad
We're
mothers.
terrible mothers.
We are terrible mothers. Yeah.
For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free, and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content.
And then she sat there and said to me one day, yeah, but the difference between me and you is he wouldn't do that to me.
Oh, how horrible.
In other words, I mean, look at you, but he's not going to do it to me. So you know what I did? I slept with him again that night.
Did you tell her?
The next day I went, he did.